All right. Here comes his nonsense. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do for the controls, honestly. Uh, Unreal Engine. Yep. And now I'm gonna catch shit for it because I'm starting it. No, it was Dog's idea. I assure you, it was Dog's idea. Ooh, do I not have a save? That means no Snake Eater intro as intended the first time you play. I don't think I have a save anymore. Yeah, it's new game. Cool, cool. Alright. Everybody shut the fuck up. Options. Controls. Here we go. Fuck! Oh my god. Okay. At least fix what little we can here. Evade button. They put triangle. Hold on. Default. Yeah. Triangle roll. Circle crouch. Square reload. Oh man. At least let's do Phantom Pain-ish controls at least. Then again, are we doing Legacy? Or what even is the deal with this? Action CQC crouch reload. Wait, in Legacy mode, the shooting is still L2 and R2? So Legacy. That is very Legacy. I forgot about this. What do you guys think? Would Dog do... He would probably do Legacy mode, right now? But then again, he wants a new look at it. Maybe he'll do new style. It doesn't fucking matter. He can change it. Oh man. Remember the stalking button? And MGS3? Yeah. Oh man. Motion blur ultra. Oh my god. Yes, that's Dog's primary reason for wanting to do this. It would be more interesting because he just hasn't played it as much. Now, DOF is fine for cutscenes and shit. I don't mind the DOF. I don't think it's there in gameplay. Oh, maybe it is. Shit. I don't know. Subtitles off by default. The hell. Oh boy. Can I select extreme if I oh, there we go. Okay, we're gonna do it on extreme anyway. I like MGS too. There is no good solution to this. Shit controls or shit cameras or shit controls and shit cameras, whatever. All right. I like him just using style extreme high tips. Yes.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Oh, I forgot to turn off camera shake. Oh, I think you can turn it off. You can turn it to low at least. Well, since we're doing this with mod graphics, now's the time to check if you have the 1098p difficulty quality on Twitch for a better video quality, better codec. I hope they have the sunrise later when it's actually supposed to be there.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
Oh, creeper, you're a genius. Clearly, because we're doing this once, it must mean there's no more MG3. Come on.
Arm main parachute.
All right, you ready to go?
Oh, should we maybe make the subtitles bigger? Where would that be? Here. The medium, at least. I forget if I want to change some of these. Oh wow, you can do toggle for the inventory too. Hey.
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high
Tons of options, except fixing the controls.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Don't worry, I'll be out of here in 2 hours. It'll probably be all calls with the fucking radio chatter filter on them. The virtuous mission is like 90% calls, and they're all gonna have
Complete.
the filter.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Hey, don't think about the Delta nonsense, just do MGS3 stuff.
Sunrise. External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate the yellow bottle.
This is one for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by.
What was in that
Status
cigar?
okay. All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
Bear with me for a second here. Oof. Also oof. And where's camera shake? Camera shake. I hope it's not under graphics. Oh, there we go. Strong, weak, no off. Damn. Bleeding effects. Is this the blood vignette on low health? Did they actually put a setting for this? It wasn't there at first, I think. Wouldn't be able to test too. Alright. Kojima's vision.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous
Oh, it's
mission.
all the blood.
Mission.
Oh, it's
No,
a
the
censorship.
virtuous mission. The future of our
Ugh.
Vox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission. Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West.
No, the camera
to run
toggle
our-
is less.
His name
flexible
is Nikolai
in
Stepanovich
this.
Sokolov.
You can't change it on the go.
OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviet's research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Yeah, and original
Sokolov.
subsistence
That famous rocket scientist.
HD.
The
You
very
can.
same.
All it takes is
On April the
R3.
12th, 1961,
This, you gotta
the
reload the whole
Soviets
thing and
achieved
change the
first
controls.
manned space in history.
It's a mess.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in the rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid.
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We'll make it
We got
louder.
Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a
I
hospital.
know you want to hear the radio filter.
It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then, a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us. Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selinoyarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes.
Nice.
Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat Talon?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
The Rykov face looks done with life. And instead of that slight smirk, smug face to it, it looks like it's fucking done. It's like, kill me. Fuck my shit up, fam. Yeah. Not sure about the mask, but Rykov himself for sure looks like that. I have no idea. I'm on PS5 Pro, but I can tell you this much. On release, it ran better on a base PS5 than the PS5 Pro. Due to Konami magic. With pisser implementation. Fuck my shit up.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Oh my god, man. Who the fuck is this guy? Oh shit, let me change the HUD. Oh my god. Please, at least restore this. We gotta reload it already. Okay. And then Um, graphics on and off. Is that really small? That was medium subtitles? Damn, that's just too large. What's wrong? Expecting something different? Oh my god, look at him. How the shit do I open the radio? It's not the touchpad. The touchpad is this menu. Left, right, left. Both sides of the touchpad do the same thing. Beautiful. Oh, you gotta hold down and triangle. Why take two buttons to do one thing when you can do it with one button? Whatever, fuck it.
What's wrong? You were expecting something different?
Ugh.
Now, go and find Sokolov and get him out of there.
You're expecting something different? Now it hits even harder with trying to give Snake back to the people here. We're just a blonde guy named Jack again. Oh my god. The airbrush face. Oh yeah, if we jump off here, which I couldn't do because the controls are fucked up. Oh yeah, we Phantom Pain now, so square. Okay. We get mission failed instead of time paradox, Snake is dead, or game over. Zero has to ruin it though. He spoils that it's Snake. But since we're starting with the Rykov mask, for a second here we're getting mission failed just like in MGS 2. And then the weakest gunshot sound effect known to man. To continue, the most pathetic gunshot sound in existence. Alright. God, this is gonna take a while to get used to.
What's wrong? You were expecting something different? Now, go and find
Yeah,
Sokolov.
I was expecting the radio filter on the voice maybe, but what he's really referring to here is, of course, that with the huge Raiden MGS2 backlash, MGS3 being the response to that, give Snake back to the people in some way. But if you select I like MGS2, you get the mask, and you might be disappointed to see Raiden's face again, and the blonde guy named Jack. So MGS3 was all about giving Snake back to the players. So if you see this, you might be disappointed. That's what Zero's referring to there. You were expecting something different. You wanted Snake back. And then if we walk up here, we'll get the call. Which is really the intended way to do it. Is it assumes that you played and disliked MGS2, really. We'll get the call with the two quotes. Can you hear me, Major Tom? And kept you waiting, huh? Of course. Snake's catchphrase from MGS2 to reassure the players that we are indeed Snake. And then he says, "This isn't right," with his face.
You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in.
This really isn't right.
From here on out, we'll be
It's
using
double
code
wrong
names to
now.
refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
Well, you've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. Oh, and Snake.
Yeah,
The crew isn't watching anymore. You can take off the disguise now.
good idea. This isn't right. Time for the snake to shed his skin. you hear me, Major Tom? This is Snake. Kept you waiting, huh?
This will be a sneaking mission.
He just
You
ignores
must
it.
not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as
I
your
was
name
afraid that
implies.
would happen.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your
Dog decides to
backpack.
do this once,
Yeah,
and suddenly
about the
everybody loses their
backpack.
minds.
I lost it in a tree on the way
Oh, no
down.
more MG3 for marathons.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
Well, I can
Climb a
assure
tree,
you that we're playing the
stand in
original
front of
next
the tree
month.
that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Alright, simply put, Dog hasn't played enough Delta, and he thinks it'll be more interesting. I've had my fill, but the timing just worked out that way, so I started it for him.
Bisexual.
So, here we are. We're doing this one time. I can assure you, when we do marathons on my channel, we're not doing this for MGS3. Oh man. Oh, that's right. This is stalking now. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Ah, yes, 2 knives. The inventory on the D-pad fucking kills my soul. Well. I thought we turned the shit off. Why do we have... How to... Hide tips. Gameplay hints and control tutorials. Hide tips is selected. Why is it fucking showing me the control tutorial? Is this a separate setting? What? Genuinely, what the fuck? Not this, not that. Text, where would that be? Not here. Not there. Always fucking hunting for settings. Certainly it's not under audio. I'm not seeing it. Oh, that's right. There's a whole other sub menu of HUD. That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's probably it. If I can find it. Here we go. Here we go. Action guide. That's probably it. There we go. My immersion. Fucking compass. Forgot there was a whole sub menu of this. Oh man. Enjoy the radio filter calls. Virtue's mission is like 90% radio calls, so that's great.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a list on the screen. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger-happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily wastes. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She?
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
The boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me.
Oh.
Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your codename is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC? Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the Major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
All right, if we immediately put that mask back on after this. Call 0 a couple times. How does this thing work?
Sokolov should be at the abandoned factory to the...
Yeah.
Snake, intelligence indicates that that area is outside the enemy's cordon, so you shouldn't have any unexpected encounters with enemy patrols. I think it will be a good idea to take this time to get accustomed to using your camouflage, hunting for food, and navigating the survival viewer. If you have any questions about camouflage...
Okay.
Snake, remember that this operation is a solo sneaking mission. We'll be providing you with support over the radio, but out in the field, you're on your own. There's no backup. And there's no way you'll survive a battle with a large enemy contingent. Avoid engagement whenever possible. Your highest priority in this mission is staying out of sight. Snake, are you wearing that mask again?
Yeah. For some reason, it feels kind of nostalgic.
Yeah, well, for some reason, I don't like it.
Why not?
Something about that face just rubs me the wrong way.
It looks fine to me. But if you hate it that much, why'd you give it to me in the first place?
Well, that mask was originally created for use in another mission. An agent was supposed to disguise himself as a Soviet officer and sneak into an enemy installation. We had it all set to go, but certain circumstances forced us to abort the mission. With the mission cancelled, the mask was going to be thrown away. But the guy at the CIA's tech division who created it pitched a fit.
Why'd he do that?
He said it was too good to throw away.
Yeah.
According to him, that mask is a revolutionary new design that lets the wearer blink, something that wasn't possible up till now.
I'd think you'd want to make the lips move before bothering with the blinking.
Yes, I thought so too, but for some reason he's obsessed with making it blink.
Whoever he is, he sounds like a crackpot.
Well, he does good work, but I spend 3 days a month just dealing with the complaints we get about him. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, I decided to put this mask we had in storage to good use by hiding your identity from the gunship crew.
I get it. So this mask is based on a model somewhere.
That's right.
What do I do if I meet that guy?
That's not going to be a problem.
Why not?
The man the mask is based on is a GRU officer. You're in the KGB's sphere of influence. Chances are you won't run into him.
And if I do?
Beat the crap out of him.
Of course. Going hard on the Raiden hate, of course. As much as this game wants to give Snake back to the people as a playable character, it also largely kind of sides with I'm used to Raiden backlash. So Rykov's entire existence is about that. That's why he's even a character at all in this game. And with the mask and Rykov's face being pretty much Raiden's face, you have all these calls where Zero doesn't like his face, Sokolov doesn't like his face, Eva doesn't like Rykov. Nobody likes Rykov. The only person who likes Rykov is Volgin, the bad guy, of course. So we get a little bit of that here. There'll be more instances of that, but it's not just Rykov's existence that underlines that. There's a bunch of other things. We go look for some food here. Oh God, this run. How do you roll into prone? You don't. Okay. To get some food. There's 2 different calls here that we can get, depending on whether we eat the food or not. Get 1, 2, maybe 3 things. Well, 2 should be enough. Oh my god. Fuck it. Those 2 snakes should be enough. Now, if we simply keep the food, there'll be a tutorial call about how to eat the food, which isn't too interesting, although it's a little bit funny. The snake doesn't know how to eat, but if you've already eaten something,
Tasty.
and the call will change, since we already know how to eat. Instead, they'll talk about something else about the food.
You ate some food?
Yes.
You aren't expecting food to recover life, are you?
Of course not. Food alone doesn't heal wounds. Food only recovers stamina.
Good.
Why do you ask?
I once had a guy who thought that eating canned food would recover his life.
What was he, some kind of idiot?
Of sorts, yes. But in the 21st century, they'll probably come up with something that does just that.
So, who is the idiot of the 21st century who eats rations to heal himself? Couldn't be Solid Snake, because, yeah, we're giving Snake back to the people. There's all these mirrors to Snake as the player in Naked Snake. So, the only other guy in the 21st century who eats rations and referred to as an idiot is, of course, another little bit of Raiden hate content there. Just to really please the fans, you know? We give Snake back to them, we make fun of Rykov, and we talk about all of these 21st century idiot features regarding Raiden. As for Solid Snake, the way Kojima put it, you know how in the game universe, Solid Snake is a clone of Big Boss. In real life development, it's the opposite. It's Naked Snake who is a clone of Solid Snake as a playable character. You have all these connections, all these callbacks to MGS1. MGS3, again, in a lot of ways is a recreation of MGS1. But for Snake, you have the smoking, you have the cardboard box, you have later, you know, the bandana, you have the flirting with the ladies, you have the dog mushing. There's a call later when we encounter dogs where Naked Snake also talks about being a fan of dog mushing. All these things that are originally from Solid Snake as a playable character now embedded into Naked Snake as a playable character. So it's the opposite. In the game's development, turning Big Boss into a playable character now makes him a clone of Solid Snake. And then you have other things like, oh, I don't know, the boss is communicating with us from a submarine. Yeah, just like in MGS1, you start out in a submarine and you get the briefing from Campbell there. Or in many ways, for example, how the Shagohod works resembles Rex in many ways, even though it's technologically inferior. They don't really explain how, but same deal. It can launch from anywhere. It can't be intercepted. It can't be tracked. Or you have the whole dynamic with, Naomi and Paramedic being kind of stand-ins. Paramedic being stand-in for Naomi in this case. And of course, Zero with Campbell. And maybe a little bit to a lesser extent, but Eva with Meryl, if you look at it in the light of the escape at the end, you know, if you escape with Meryl in the Jeep, you escape with Eva in the sidecar. You have that reference in the intro cutscene where, you know how Snake ignores the guy that tells him to put on the mask and put out the cigar at first, until Zero tells him to do that. There's that line in the MGS1 briefing where Snake says, "I only accept orders directly from you, Colonel," to Campbell. So when a random guy on the plane tells Snake to put out the cigar and put on the mask, he ignores him. But when Zero says it, then he does it immediately. Only accept orders from Zero. Only accept orders from Campbell. Same thing. As Sigint for Nastasha. Yeah, close enough. There's a ton more, like towards the end, when you're escaping on the Wig, and Zero says to go to Galena Base. Yeah, they've taken off from Galena Base. Again, that's MGS1, the base from the the F-16s. Take off from Galena Base, and you go to Galena Base. There's a ton of little MGS1 recreations here. Recreated MGS1 in a lot of ways. Because, of course, people want Snake. They don't want Raiden. When the boss talks about how Snake is always the best in infiltrating buildings and urban environments, or later when you're fighting the end and Snake tells Eva, I have experience sniping in urban and marine environments. Yeah, that's MGS1 and 2. That's more of the player. You might think that canonically Snake or Naked Snake has experience sniping in urban and marine environments, but it's referring to MGS1 to urban and marine environment sniping. So once again, in completely different contexts, completely different ways, both MGS2 and 3 are a recreation of MGS1. But in completely different ways. MGS2 to make you question reality with your expectations and experiences from MGS1, and MGS3 for almost pure, unadulterated fan service to please the people who disliked Raiden in MGS2. So we give him back MGS1 instead. Let's see what I want to do here. We gotta do a ton of calls here. Literally just sit there and call Zero to get through his story calls. And then we'll mess with the checkpoints a little bit to get some movie calls from Paramedic as well. Yeah, we just sit there and call. There's a ton of...
Snake, intelligence indicates that area...
Yeah. There's a shit ton of optional calls in the Virtuous mission. Yeah, we gotta humiliate Raiden as much as possible, too.
Sokolov should be at the...
Yeah, stop telling me where to go.
Snake, when your stamina gets low...
We'll skip these tutorial calls, or calls about where to go, because there's enough
your
unique
actions
calls
can lower your stamina.
as it is.
Snake, use the survival...
Nah.
Major,
What is it?
it's about your code name.
Major Tom?
Yeah, where'd you get that name?
From a tunnel.
A tunnel?
That's right. Snake, have you seen the movie The Great Escape?
No.
It's a movie about a determined group of Allied POWs trapped in a German POW camp who plan an escape. The POWs dig 3 tunnels for their escape. They named them Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I see. So Tom was an escape tunnel. Did they make it?
Out of the camp? Of course. One of the tunnels was even discovered before it was finished, but eventually they do make it out.
I get it now. So Tom was the tunnel they used to escape.
Yes, that's right.
What is it?
Well, actually, I'm not sure if I remember correctly.
Major.
Oh, it's all right. It's, Tom, Snake. Tom is the escape tunnel. Yes, no question about it.
He starts off talking about the movie there. If we call Paramedic and save,
Saving the game, Snake?
we'll also learn that Paramedic likes movies. So
Hey, Snake, you
Snake
ever
will
heard
ask her.
Godzilla King of Monsters?
No, what is it?
It's a movie. You haven't seen it?
Nope.
It's about this monster called Godzilla, who grows to an enormous size in a nuclear test and goes on a rampage in Tokyo.
Nuclear test, huh? Then the Marshall Islands must be crawling with giant monsters right about now.
It's just make-believe.
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately.
Snake, it's a movie, not a report out of Los Alamos.
I know. So then what happened?
This call is all
Godzilla
re-recorded,
is
huh?
immune to all weapons, and humanity has no way to stop the monster. Dr. Shirazawa develops a new type of weapon, but meanwhile, Godzilla is getting closer and closer to Tokyo, obliterating everything in his path. It was originally a Japanese movie, but they made an American version too. I recommend seeing the original Japanese one if you ever get the chance. It's mostly mindless fun, but it's also got a serious anti-nuke message as well.
Where can I see the original?
You'll just have to go to Japan.
Really? That's too bad.
If you wait 40 years, you might be able to see it in America too. It might even win awards all across the globe in 60 years.
Why's that?
2024 will be Godzilla's 70th birthday.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
Of course. Everybody loves Godzilla.
You sure know a lot about movies.
I don't suppose you're the movie-watching type, are you?
Not really.
Okay, then I'll tell you everything I know. When the going gets tough, movies can save your life. It's always good to be able to look at things from a different perspective when you get in a jam. That's the magic of movies.
No kidding. Well, I guess it might at least make a nice distraction.
That's the spirit, Snake. Have a little fun.
So this whole call was re-recorded because she now mentions 2024 Godzilla movies and 60 years, the 70th, whatever birthday of Godzilla. If you play on new style, like I am right now, you'll get this new call with the updated year and awards that she talks about. If you play in classic style, you'll get the old version of the call, as well as a couple other things like the different model posters. Like all the models are updated as well in new style. The Snake Eater song, yeah, we get the new Snake Eater song if you play new style. If you play old style, you get the old one. Both in the game cinematics and the intro. Now we didn't get the intro this time because the intro is actually only supposed to play after the Virtuous mission the first time. If you don't have a save, if you're just starting out the game for the first time, the intro doesn't play. So the new versus legacy style changes are not just in the controls and the camera, but also these little things in gameplay as well. In the calls and the posters, Snake Eater, stuff like that. Okay, so now that we know the paramedic is a movie buff, and Zero was talking about The Great Escape, Snake should ask her about The Great Escape. Let's see.
I see you caught yourself a reticulated python.
She goes over to food
The
first.
reticulated python is said to be the longest snake in the world. The biggest ones can grow up to 10 meters in length. Although they're not poisonous, they're still very dangerous, so be careful around them. They have a highly ferocious temperament, and they can swallow whole, even large animals like deer and pigs. Their most distinguishing feature is the mesh pattern of their scales. This pattern acts as a highly effective natural camouflage. If you think there might be a reticulated python about, pay close attention to your surroundings. Otherwise, you could get bitten before you even know it's there. It's a huge snake, but you should be able to capture it alive by using the tranquilizer gun. I'll bet if you capture one and throw it at an enemy, it'll give him a good scare. You've eaten one, haven't you?
Yeah, it wasn't half bad.
Cannibal.
What was that?
Nothing. Talk to you later. Check your stamina gauge to see how much
The map in the top right is just the compass. It's a new... look at me trying to open the inventory. It's a new item, highly necessary, so that you don't get lost to go north all the time. That's what's giving me the map there, or the compass there in the screen. No, it was not always there. It's a silly new item, because you always have to go north anyway, so what's the point? I don't know. Go straight. Which way's up? I don't know. Man, I feel so defeated by these controls. Put that away. We had the new croc cap too, called Paramedic, until she talks about The Great Escape.
Snake, that area is inhabited by the giant anaconda.
Oh,
The
come
giant
on.
anaconda is believed to be the largest snake in the world in terms of weight and diameter. It's not poisonous, but its large size makes it extremely powerful. They say it even eats crocodiles. Its only natural predator is man.
And Snake.
And Snake. The giant anaconda is a very large snake, but you should be able to capture it alive using the tranquilizer gun.
Got it. So how does it taste?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Glad I didn't disappoint you. So,
Well, the guide says it tastes all right.
good. I'll have to try some.
Ugh.
I'm gonna mess with the checkpoint here because I don't want her to talk about all the food. I just want her to talk about the Great Escape, and later she'll talk about the fly as well. There is one mushroom specifically that I don't want her to talk about because the call changes if you do it later. But unfortunately, the stupid mushroom is almost like everywhere. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass not to get her to talk about it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to jump off here when she talks about the mushroom.
Eat food to recover. Snake, that area.
Forget the food calls for now.
Snake, that to take a rest.
Come on.
You should be able to. You should be able.
That's the one. We'll do
A
this
fruit
later.
called the rush. To eat food.
Dude.
That area is. You should be able to.
Why are you not talking about it?
Paramedic.
What's up?
Are you a medic?
Ah, not the quack call. We'll do this one later, too. Man, is the Great Escape call buried all these?
If you have any. Snake, that. Say, Snake, about that helmet and oxygen mask you took off right
Wait
after
a
you
minute.
parachuted in.
Oh, those?
Wait.
Those are the helmet assembly and oxygen
No,
system
that
assembly
shouldn't
I used to make
happen.
the Halo jump. The helmet is fitted with a bayonet fastener.
No,
that
that's
attaches
out of
to an oxygen
order.
Mask. It's also got earphones and a boom mic.
I'm not
This is
interested in all
this
that
is the
stuff.
fly call.
So why did you bring it up?
It reminds me of something.
Reminds
No.
you of something.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Mask.
Yeah, but I can't remember what it is, and I can't stop thinking
What the
about it.
fuck?
That's what you've been thinking about?
Yeah, every time I'm about to remember it, it slips away from me again. Don't you just hate that?
Mm-hmm.
I know I've seen it somewhere before.
This shouldn't
The
happen in
idea?
this order.
How would I?
That's it!
Oh my god.
What?
The fly!
The fly.
Is he gonna mention the Great
Yeah,
Escape
it
without
finally
talking
came
about
to
it?
me. You look just like him. Ah, I feel better.
The fly?
From the movie, The Fly? You've never seen it?
No.
Jeez, where have you been? It's
Oh
about
my
this
God.
scientist who's conducting teleportation experiments when he gets mixed up with a fly and ends up with the fly's head attached to his body.
Never heard of it.
That's too bad. It's a good movie.
Okay, at least they didn't mention the Great Escape, but... Wait, so this call was heavily altered. What's supposed to happen is that Zero tells you about the Great Escape, Paramedic tells you about Godzilla, and then you learn that she likes movies, and then Snake asks Paramedic about the Great Escape. And then there's another call after the Great Escape call with Paramedic, where she talks about the mask and the fly. And in that call, she asks Snake why she hasn't seen it or something, and he says, Snake asks Paramedic why she hasn't seen A Great Escape, and she said, it didn't look interesting. Wait, am I remembering this wrong? Hold on, I'm getting there. Maybe is the fly call first? Wait. Oh, okay. So she said the Great Escape didn't look interesting. And then, okay, it's the other way around. Hold on. I think I'm getting shit in order now. It's the other way around. The Great Escape call is after because they mentioned the fly in the Great Escape call, not the Great Escape in the fly call. Maybe. Let me see if we can get a call now. Because then they're like, It didn't look interesting. I don't watch movies that don't look interesting, but yet you've watched The Fly. The Fly looked interesting, and it was. Okay, so maybe it is after. Holy shit, confused me.
Paramedic.
Is it now?
You said you liked
There you
movies,
go.
right?
I love him.
About the Major's code name.
Major Tom?
Yeah. He sounded like he wasn't sure whether or not Tom was the name of the tunnel that worked in The Great Escape.
So I heard.
So was it?
Was it what?
Was Tom really the name of the tunnel that worked?
Right?
So it was Tom.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Why don't you know?
Why should I know?
You watch a lot of movies, don't you?
Yeah?
But you've never seen The Great Escape.
No.
Why not?
It didn't look interesting.
You don't watch movies that don't look interesting,
That's right.
and yet you've seen The Fly.
The Fly looked interesting. And it
There we
was.
go.
Something wrong.
Nothing. Tell me, what other kind of movies do you like?
Let's see. There's the Quartermass Experiment, and It Conquered the World, and Earth versus the Spider. Oh, and Mondo Kane. Did I say something weird?
Forget it.
Okay. I picnicked for nothing there. I think I mixed it up. For some reason, I thought The Fly call was after. Now it's before, and then The Great Escape call. They mentioned The Fly. And that movie there that she mentioned, It Conquered the World, is the movie I was talking about earlier in MGS2, with Emma mentioning the Venusian crab. You know, the mistranslated as Venus in Cancer. That's the movie the Venusian crab is from. It Conquered the World. One of Paramedic's favorite movies. You can see, I think, later in her personal data that her favorite monster is the Venusian crab, also, just like Emma. And there's a couple other calls where she references it, like when you call her as Rykov, disguised as Rykov, or maybe I don't remember if the actual crab call has something to do with it too. Yeah, crab battle. Yeah, I got those two calls mixed up. But yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass to get those two movie calls with Paramedic without interfering with the food calls. You see, we went through all the other food calls here, and also the quack call was before those movie calls. So I'm just going to jump off here so that the game doesn't register that I did those calls. And we can do them later. Yay! Yeah, it's almost time. It's been 11 hours. I'm a little fried. Brain fried. Okay, now that I reset, it's like those calls never happened. But those two movie calls are just gonna, like, stand alone, isolated there. So we should be okay. I wanted to get her to talk about the mushroom later. If you, it's kind of insane actually, but if you somehow manage to not talk about that mushroom until you meet Granin, then the call will change. And the quack call we can do whenever. So, okay, we're back to regularly scheduled 0 calls spam. Now that we got that out of the way with Paramedic, it's a little annoying to do in that order.
Snake, do you see any tufts of grass?
Yeah,
What kind of grass?
just ordinary grass. Nothing special.
You should check it anyhow.
It's pretty thick grass, about waist high.
If you crawl into the grass, you can advance undercover. When you do, the camera automatically switches to intrusion view. If you want to stand up again, press and hold the crouch button once more. If you press the crouch button briefly, you'll crouch in that spot. This allows you to observe things without blowing your cover. Got it?
Yeah, but
But what?
was that the only reason?
What do you mean?
You had me check it just so you could tell me that?
That's right. Pretty useful, huh?
Right.
Shall we carry on?
By all means.
Even when hidden in grass, if you make a noise, your enemies will locate you. When enemies are nearby, move with slight movements of the movement stick. That way you can proceed with minimal disturbance. Snake, in order to carry out the mission without being... After aiming your weapon with the aim button, press the first-person view button.
Good.
Snake, making it harder for the enemy to spot you isn't the only advantage to maintaining a high camo index. The harder you are to distinguish from your surroundings, the harder you are to hit. In other words, the enemy's shots will miss more often.
That is cool.
Snake, let's review the way to change between standing, crouching, and crawling. When standing, press...
I'm good.
Snake, in order to maintain your stamina, you'll have to feed yourself. The idea behind this mission is procure on site. This goes for food as well.
No, it's not a
You're
new.
on site.
That's right.
It's not a new
But
feature.
don't you think I should have at least brought a few rations?
Americans have a terrible habit of taking everything with them. Nowadays, nobody can get anything done without a lot of fancy equipment. It wasn't like that in SAS, I'll tell you that. And with Fox, we're running things my way.
Roger that, sir.
You're not convinced, are you? Well, think of it this way. The stuff you'll find out there tastes a lot better than army rations anyway.
I hope you're right.
You'll be procuring food by capturing local plants and animals. Paramedic has information on the flora and fauna available in the mission area. Ask her if you have any questions about the plants and animals you find. Listen up, Snake. Keep in mind that this operation is strictly covert. Engagements should be avoided. If you must dispose of an enemy, do it with the tranquilizer gun.
Yup. Sweet dreams, Boy Scout.
That's right. And by the time he wakes up, you and Sokolov will be safely out of the country.
Sipping hot coffee on a plane back home.
What did you say?
Hmm?
What did you say?
Sipping hot coffee on a...
You're gonna drink that foul mud? On the victory flight home?
Okay, then. What would you drink?
Tea, of course. Snake,
Of
the
course.
fake death and revival pills we gave you are the latest in internal medicines developed for intelligence ops by the CIA's technology division. You can use the fake death pill to send yourself into a death-like state for a limited period of time. Use it wisely, and you should be able to fool the enemy into thinking you're really dead. It may come in handy if you ever find yourself cornered. To revive yourself from the fake death state, use the revival pill. But remember, timing is critical. The effect will be ruined if you revive right in front of your enemy.
Interesting. But how does it work?
But how does it
What do you
taste?
I don't feel right taking some pill I don't know anything about. How does it make me look dead? How's it gonna affect my body?
Well, Snake, about that...
I get it. I should ask Paramedic. Paramedic.
Allow me to explain. You know how there are animals in nature that play dead, like weevils, ladybugs, chickadees, possums, and the like? Well, the fake death pill takes the natural art of playing dead and applies it to the spy world. When you take the fake death pill, it causes your body to rapidly secrete a number of chemicals. Adenosine and serotonin, as well as opioid peptides, such as methionine and kethalin. Those chemicals act to induce a state of hibernation, causing your heart rate, your breathing rate, and your body temperature to drop dramatically. It'll truly look like you've dropped dead upon initial inspection. The revival pill, to put it simply,
He's falling
is a
asleep.
counteracting agent to the fake death pill. When you take it, it causes your body to secrete stimulants like noradrenaline and other chemicals such as naloxone, which block the effects of the fake death pill. Basically, it wakes you up. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and explain it in more detail. The secretion of methionine and kethalin
Snake
triggered by
isn't
the fake
following.
death pill causes the opioid receptors.
Oh, okay. I think I get it now.
You sure?
Yeah.
But you must want to know a little bit more.
Tell me about Delta, Kappa.
There are 3 types of receptors: delta, kappa, and mu. Methionine
Delta,
and
you
kethalin
say?
acts on the...
Paramedic, I think Snake understands now. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah. Clear as crystal.
But
Major, I've got enough info about the pills, so I'm gonna get back to the mission now.
Yes, you do that.
hey, wait a...
Yeah, they made those animations of Snake falling asleep and not paying attention in the background a little bit more sudden, maybe.
The battery recharges automatically.
And maybe
when
it'll
not in
be
use.
MJ's Kappa
When you want
next.
to recharge the battery, unequip all electronic devices and give it some time. The higher your stamina gauge, the faster your battery recharges. If you want it to recharge faster, eat food and recover your stamina. Also, if you run, roll, or do other dramatic actions, the battery will recharge faster.
Wait a second.
What is it?
The higher my stamina, the faster my battery recharges?
That's what I said.
But what does my stamina have to do with the battery?
Oh, yes, I see what you're getting at. Let's have Paramedic explain that. Paramedic?
Yes, sir. It's because Snake's battery uses bioelectricity.
Bioelectricity.
Bioelectricity is electricity emitted from cells. When the cells of living things are stimulated, sodium and potassium ions move rapidly through the cell membrane's ion channel, creating a difference in electric potential. The battery uses that energy to recharge. So unless your cells have plenty of nutrients, the recharge won't work well.
Amazing the kind of machines that are available now.
But this machine has not been made public. It was designed by a scientist at the CIA's Directorate of Science and Technology.
What kind of person was he?
The person who designed it?
Yeah.
I heard he was pretty strange.
Stranger than the Major?
There's nothing strange about the Major.
My tea's gone. Who drank it? How am I supposed to have tea time without tea?
Well, not too strange, at least.
Hey, my scone's gone too.
Well, they didn't record most of these lines, only a few, and then slapped the radio filter on most of them. I think there's a few lines that don't have the radio filter. It's kind of like maybe some sort of oversight. Very, very few, but I remember coming across a couple lines that don't sound like they have the radio filter.
Snake, what do you do when you get a new weapon or item?
Backpack. Okay.
Major, what kind of place is this secret design bureau that Sokolov is heading?
The Soviets have a number of secret design bureaus like this one.
No, of
each
course
engaged
not.
in cutting-edge research.
They have Strangelove create them.
OKB-1, the bureau where the Voskhod spacecraft was developed and which plays a leading role in the Soviet space program, is one of those installations. Most of them are located in secret cities built in isolated areas, and we don't even know their exact locations, much less the nature of their research.
Or Emma, if you listen to them, just to.
Sokolov's OKB-754 is the most secret bureau of them all. The intelligence communities of the West have tried time and again to find out what they're working on, but they've failed consistently.
So you have absolutely no idea what Sokolov is developing?
We've got nothing.
Then how did you get the information for this mission? It can't have been from Sokolov.
From the boss.
The boss?
That's right. She has her own intelligence channels that she cultivated during the last war. She shared what she learned with us. That we were able to get the green light for this mission at all is thanks to her pull with the powers that be at the CIA. In other words, this mission would never have come together without the boss's help in a number of respects.
I remember now. Schneepa always says stupid shit. I thought you meant like in the game timeline. The Patriot AIs wouldn't exist until like the 80s. Probably. Late 70s or 80s. They have Strangelove create the AIs. But yeah, that's all Phantom Pain nonsense lore. Certainly not in the 60s here.
Snake, aiming your gun during first-person view is a bit different from what you're used to in the standard view.
When you aim your handgun in first-person view, align the front sight and the
Laser
rear
sight?
sight of the gun with the target, then fire.
No laser sight?
What?
A laser sight. I heard the military was developing them, but...
You want a laser sight? A well-trained soldier has no use for a laser sight.
Ah.
No training wheels on this mission, Snake. Like with the handgun, you can press the aim button to ready the assault rifle and certain other weapons.
Not the new controls, please shut up. The laser sight call is another subtle jab at MGS2. Technically, MGS1 has the laser sight with the SOCOM as well, but first rule is do not talk shit about Solid Snake, only Raiden in this game. And secondly, MGS2 guns. MGS2 has many, many more laser sights than MGS1. Another subtle jab. Real soldier doesn't need laser sights. No training wheels in this. Of course, all our weapons in MGS2 have laser sights. All the assault rifles and all the handguns. Another subtle jab at MGS2.
In the 2 years since Sokolov's asylum operation, I've spent all my time making preparations. And now is the time to show some results. Fox is a next-generation espionage organization designed to update us for 21st century operations that I propose to the CIA. Fox sends individuals who excel in espionage and special tactics on solo sneaking missions like this one. A next-generation unit that combines the skills of Special Forces units like the SAS and Green Berets with the know-how of an infiltration and espionage unit.
Military politics never was my strong suit.
What I'm trying to say is stealth.
I
This is a
just
stealth mission.
talked about that.
Crucial
Sneepa,
for
you
the
piss me
coming
off.
Cold War.
I can't read your comments.
The CIA
All stupid
directors
shit.
always frowned upon Fox, but if this mission succeeds, Fox will be added to the CIA as an official unit.
I literally
I
just
intend
talked
to
about
make
that.
Fox the leader in special operations. And to that end, this mission must succeed.
Right.
I'm counting on you, Snake.
How do I feel about laser sight in real life? They can be quite gimmicky, but they really do have application at well, the main application for laser sights would be for infrared, for night vision, for active IR illuminators and stuff, where you can't, if you're wearing nods, you can't shoulder the rifle properly, so that's how you aim with the lasers. But maybe for handguns it would have to be within way closer range. It does allow you to, they're good training tools. It allows you to see if you're flinching, if you're pulling one way or another when you pull the trigger, if your aim's shaking too much, if your zero's off. The thing is, in real life, the laser sight, the zero of it changes depending on how far your target is, whatever you're pointing it at. So you're gonna have to either keep it real close or compensate for that. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, and then you never know when it's gonna go out of zero. It's mostly to see if you're flinching and maybe do some fancy point shooting stuff. They can work, but they're mostly a gimmick. That's it. Unless you're talking like rifle range, night vision, stuff like that. It's weird how those work. It's completely different, even though they're technically still lasers. It's a completely different application than the handgun one. Now, usually you want to do the opposite. Usually you want to use the sights, or hopefully zeroed, to calibrate the laser sight, not the opposite. What was I doing? More zero calls.
Snake, the Soviet troops are not your only enemies.
How do you mean,
Nature.
boss?
Poisonous snakes, scorpions, crocodiles.
Yeah. Okay. And if we had one of those magic video game laser sights that are always exactly dead on at any range on your sights, on your point of impact, that'd be a different story.
Snake, I don't recommend running around wildly. You need to determine when it's best to run and when it's best just to walk. Move the movement stick slightly to walk. You won't move very fast, but it consumes little stamina, and enemies are less likely to detect you. When you're near enemies or when you need to conserve stamina,
Okay.
Snake, there are other ways to recover your stamina besides eating.
Such as
Such as taking a rest.
a rest.
To take a rest, all you have to do is save and exit the game. The next time you load your save data and continue the game.
Okay.
In most areas outdoors, your footsteps will create some noise, even if you walk slowly by using small movements of the movement.
Oh shit, the stalking tutorial
This
with the
could alert
button.
nearby enemies
Let's
to
see
your
this
presence.
disaster.
If you need to sneak up behind an enemy, use the stalking button to utilize stalking.
Use the stalking
Stalking is a
button.
movement technique that eliminates even
Ugh.
the sound of your footsteps. Stalking involves putting your weight on your rear foot, then stepping forward slowly with your front foot. Before putting down the front foot, use the tip of your foot to check for dangerous objects or branches that might create a noise when stepped upon. Once you've determined the spot is safe to step on, slowly lower your foot to the ground. placing it down from the outside edge first, and then slowly lowering your weight onto the foot. Throughout the entire process, you have to strain your calves to retain balance. But all you need to do is press the movement stick in the direction you wish to move, while holding down the stalking button. When stalking, you can move without creating sound with your footsteps. And since your posture is low while stalking, you are that much less likely to be spotted by the enemy.
But
Since
crouch
you move
walking.
cautiously while stalking, you will be able to detect a trap on the ground before it is set off. However, the slow, concentrated movement while stalking consumes high amounts of stamina. Switch between walking, running, and stalking, depending on the situation.
Major, tell me about Sokolov's past work.
I assume you already know that Sokolov was the developer of the multi-engine cluster. The multi-engine cluster is exactly that, a system for fitting a single rocket with multiple engines. The Vostok rocket, for instance, had 32 engines. With the technology
Ancient
they had, it was
knowledge.
difficult for the Soviets
Yep.
to develop large engines with massive thrust. So instead, they decided to focus on using multiple smaller engines to achieve the desired thrust. With this method, though, maintaining the fuel balance between the various engines was a major problem. Sokolov was the man who provided the solution.
And that's what earned him the job as the head of the design bureau?
Apparently so.
So this secret weapon is some kind of ballistic device.
Well, that's my best guess. We don't know for sure, but
You'll find out soon as I get Sokolov out of here.
I'm counting on you.
And the absurd thing is that they had the exact same controller layout, and they decided to just scramble the controls all over the place.
With an
What?
equipped weapon, move the movement stick.
Nope.
The degree to which you move.
Nope.
Part of your mission is to demonstrate to the brass the core concepts behind Fox. Leave no evidence. That's the essence of Fox. And avoid engagement with the enemy.
Understood.
Not only that, I mean leave nothing
Oh, here we
behind,
go.
including
Skullface
weapons,
cameo.
equipment, footprints, sweat, even bodily waste.
Yeah, when I do my business, I bury it good.
What?
What's wrong?
That's the American way.
American way for what?
To handle defecation, you're gonna bury it?
Yeah.
Bring it home with you.
What?
That's what we did in SAS. The US Army is sloppy. They do things well, but not perfectly. Here in Fox, we're doing things my way. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Where is he? Where's Skullface? I know you're out there somewhere. So because of this call, we know that Snake buries his turds. And since we know that Skullface is cleaning up after Snake, Zero tells him to put his shit in a bag and bring it back home instead of burying it. Then Skullface must be going around picking up Snake's turds, digging up his shit, and putting it in a bag, and bringing it back to Zero. I wish I was kidding, but it's what it is. Yeah, we're supposed to believe that Skullface picks up everything after Snake to not leave any traces. Okay. But for a moment before this remake came out, we were questioning whether there would be a Skullface cameo, or if you could see him hiding somewhere in the jungle while you're moving around, or maybe if there's like side mini game where you pick up Snake's shit as Skullface, because canonically Skullface is following Snake around through the whole thing. Unfortunately, for Phantom Pain lore, I wish I was kidding, but that's what it is, and we know what Snake does with his shit, and what Zero once done with his shit, so it's up to Skullface to clean up Snake's shit. In the Japanese script for Phantom Pain, it mentions that had Snake failed to kill the boss, then Skullface would have stepped in to do the job. And if we listen to the truth tapes in Phantom Pain, you know how Skullface has the boss's pin. He steals the pin, presumably from the dead body, I guess. Who knows? Maybe he steals it before that. Who the fuck knows? Because he tells Zero that she was still carrying the pin in Selino Yarsk. So in MGS3, Skullface at some point got the pin from the boss, and he can only have gotten in Selino Yarsk. So the whole thing is unfortunate. We're supposed to believe there's a call about the Fox unit coming up soon, about how Zero has to prove the worth of the Fox unit with this mission, and we're supposed to believe that he's also the head of XOF. At the same time, there's another unit where you can barely get one going, and it's just complete nonsense. Whatever. But yeah, the script and the pin and the bags of shit that Skullface had to dig up pretty much confirmed that he was around. Yeah, they could have included him in Delta. I want a Pooper Scooper minigame. Man. Yep. Yeah, one of the notes in the Japanese Phantom Pain script. Skullface killing the boss if Snake fails. Where the fuck is the radio? Okay.
Sokolov should be at the abandoned factory to the north, so head in that direction. Sokolov should be at the...
I know you have more calls.
Snake, if you step in any water or mud, your feet will get wet.
There.
Equip food as a weapon. Press down on the camera. Snake, the Mark 22 is a tranquilizer gun.
Major, didn't you say that the boss was in the SAS with you?
Yes, we formed the 22nd SAS Regiment together. When the SAS, the British Special Air Service, was first established, they invited the boss on board as a special advisor. In fact, you might say it was the boss who put together Rayforce and L Detachment, which laid the groundwork for today's SAS. You won't find her name in the history books, but her contributions were many and great.
Yeah, the real heroes are never made public.
Not in our line of work, anyway. The dummy run on Heliopolis and the nighttime raids on German air bases in North Africa were her idea as well. Yes, she was always one step ahead of the rest of us, both in thought and action. It's true what they say. Who dares wins.
The motto of the SAS.
Precisely. The motto itself is a tribute to her service. Needless to say, the SAS has become a model for special forces units all over the world. In that sense, the boss really is the mother of special forces.
Did I mention that the boss invented everything from sliced bread to parachute jumping, toothbrushes, and yeah, there's always something that the boss invented. Halo jump, special forces, CQC, Snake. And who is it that invented Snake, that created Snake as a character who also has his will misinterpreted by the players or Snake? Who is it that created special forces of who created CQC and Snake and Stealth? Ah, that guy. Yep. The infinite parallels between the boss and Kojima. How everything is now about failure to pass on Kojima's will. See, that's the thing about MGS3, how MGS 1 and 2 are like these life lessons that Kojima wanted to impart about genes and memes. Suddenly, MGS3 is about the scene instead. The key word for MGS3 is scene. If you want to start digging into diving into the rabbit hole of the series, you can start by looking up the keywords for each game. That's a good starting point. How MGS1's keyword is gene, Of course, MGS1 is about your escaping your genetic fate, not being tied to your genetic fate. And MGS2's keyword is meme, of course. No, not the funny internet pictures with text. Meme as a unit of information. That which is not passed on through genes, but instead passed on through some sort of legacy. Whether it's, you know, all the characters in MGS2, they're not related specifically, they're not blood related, but they each inherit something in terms of some sort of teachings or some sort of legacy. You have Stillman and Fat Man, you have Otacon and Emma, you have Solidus and Raiden, or even just Snake and Raiden, you know, inheriting the war memes. And you have Otacon and Emma with being a computer whiz and whatnot. You have all these relationships between characters where they each inherit something from one another in terms of knowledge or history or teachings of some sort. Those being the memes in MGS2. So in MGS1, you have escape your genes. In MGS2, you have pass on your memes. And in MGS3, the keyword is scene, S-C-E-N-E, as in the times, as in the context of what's going on around you that forces you to do something that you maybe wouldn't normally do. Like Kojima being called back for MGS3, being, in his words, quote, forced back for MGS3 already. Usually we think of that like more of an MGS4 thing. But there are articles out there where Kojima's already talking about being forced back. Of course, Kojima wanting to pass on the series with MGS2. And as we know, that didn't really work out. Again, MGS2 being about the passing on of your memes. Kojima was trying to pass on the series to his team, as well as pass on the message about finding something to pass on. Very meta. To the audience. That didn't really go anywhere. But yeah, in MGS3, you have the keyword scene being the geopolitical situation that you're in that might force you to do something you wouldn't normally do. In Snake's case and the boss's case, you know, it's obvious the boss defects when it's not normally something she would do. And Snake is forced to kill her because of the times, because of the scene. Again, something that he wouldn't normally do. Just like Kojima is forced back to direct another game that he wasn't gonna do. So you now have this misunderstanding of the boss's will that created, you know, the biggest rift in the series. From now on, everything is about misunderstanding the boss's will, misinterpreting it, not understanding it. Snake being forced to kill her without understanding it. Holy shit, I tried to roll there and it was the wrong button. Let's get some grenades. And it just got better and better or worse. However you want to look at it in each new game. You know, you have this misunderstanding of the boss's will, just like Kojima failed to pass on MGS2 or MGS the series to his team. We have the boss failed to pass on her will. But she invented everything. She invented sneak, she invented CQC, she invented stealth. Let's throw this grenade in there. Open up. And this obsession with loyalty, with devotion to the mission that we have in MGS3. The boss talking about how nothing else matters. You have no reason to believe in anything, not even in those we love. The only thing we can believe in is the mission. To me, that loyalty, that devotion to the mission is again a reflection on Kojima leaving behind his ideals, leaving behind his even his family in a lot of ways. You know, Kojima got in trouble with his family for He's just working too much in certain ways, with his wife dismissing him forgetting things, yeah. But mainly leaving behind the idea of passing on the series. Leaving that behind and being forced back. This sense of loyalty, the sense of devotion to the mission, in many ways is Kojima's devotion to being back, directing the games, directing the series, kind of against his will, just like the boss. Even though she's doing it against her will, she has absolute loyalty and absolute devotion to the mission, leaving behind a lot of the stuff that she believes in, leaving behind the Cobras and all that stuff. More on that actually probably in the Peace Walker tapes. If we listen to those, if you really want to learn everything that the boss has lost and you really want to feel bad for the boss, there's like a 30-minute monologue about it in Peace Walker. But especially how Kojima goes on to compare the game development to a Battlefield later on. That's more of an MGS4 thing, but given the context of, you know, the military context and the again the loyalty, devotion in MGS3 to the mission, and how Kojima later compares the development to his own Battlefield. You could already kind of see it here, how this is just him being forced by the times, by the scene, to do something he would normally do, come back and do it against his will, but also be completely loyal to it. Which is basically the themes of MGS3. So in a way, the series became about itself. About the failure to pass on the series. And that's the only thing that I kind of wish maybe was different. Let's feed this guy. Part of me wonders what the hell Kojima's team was doing before he had to be called back with MGS3. And part of me wonders what Kojima would have done on his own if left to his own devices after MGS2, if he had actually succeeded in passing on the series. What would have happened instead? Because ultimately, this devotion and loyalty to developing the game anyway led to his depression in MGS4. MGS3 wasn't enough. We want answers. We have death threats and whatnot from the fans to Kojima, who really wanted to know what happened after MGS2, and then you have all this depression and Battlefield shit in MGS4 because of that. So it's really unfortunate. Part of me really wonders what could have been had Kojima successfully passed on the series, and MGS3 would have been different instead of being about failure to pass on one's will. That's really what it's about. Sacrifice and failure to pass on one's will. This game and pretty much every game that came after in the series are all about that. It's always some sort of, the boss is so great, but we didn't understand her will, and it ruined the world. So, it's unfortunate, really. By the way, we have a lot more Zero calls to do. You thought it was over? No.
Snake, be careful of that swamp.
What's dangerous about it?
It's a bottomless swamp.
A bottomless swamp?
Yes. The mud in that swamp is highly viscous. It will stick to your body like tar. It will be impossible for you to swim. If you get swallowed by the bottomless swamp, you won't be able to escape on your own. Once you sink down to about head level, you'll be trapped for good. Make sure you get out before that happens.
So, I have to make sure I don't sink too far. Got it.
Snake, wait.
There's more.
Yes.
What?
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles?
Yes.
Crocodiles. Like the reptile.
That's correct. More accurately, they're Indian gavials.
What are crocs doing deep in this forest?
You'll have to ask Paramedic about that one. Paramedic?
Yes. The Indian gavial is a
Oh my god,
crocodile that
it
originally
tricked me
lived
into
in
a food
freshwater
call.
regions in India and Nepal.
Why are Indian crocodiles way out here?
They're captive crocodiles that were brought here for research purposes but escaped and became wild again. Indian gavials are large creatures. Adult males grow to over 6 meters in length. You'll never catch one alive, even if you use the tranquilizer gun.
Got it. So, how do they...
Taste? Yes, I did look into that. You know what they always say. Tastes like chicken.
Sounds delicious.
But be careful when capturing an Indian gavial. Normally they're cowardly creatures, but the ones in the forest there are belligerent. Apparently they attack humans.
What do you mean?
They weren't the direct subject of any serious research, but some think they may have become violent as a side effect of the atomic research that was conducted nearby.
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately. Now, part of me wonders if Kojima wasn't secretly gritting his teeth through the character assassination of Raiden in MGS3, especially in 4, though. When I was in 4, he was suffering a lot, but in 3, like I was saying, there's already all these little jabs, and I call it Raiden hate content in MGS3. You know, how Raiden was supposed to be this stand-in for the player, receiving the message from Snake to find for himself what to believe in, what to pass on, to be his own man. And it just gets completely ridiculed in MGS3 as people didn't care for that. So MGS3, the genius of MGS3 is that at the same time it's laughing at Raiden, or laughing at with the people who laugh at Raiden, or laughing at the people who laugh at Raiden. It's a subtle line. Is Kojima laughing with you? Haha, look, Raiden's gay now. Or is he laughing at you for not understanding it? That is the subtext of MGS3 that a lot of people miss, because very much on purpose the story was made much more simple to follow. Of course, you know, the Cobras boss fights and don't have like any dialogue or background pretty much when they die, and they just explode to make sure that they don't come back like Vamp. You know, when you do the vampire bad call, big boss is afraid of vampires because of Vamp's reaction, people's reaction. What is that grass doing? Holy shit. People's reaction to Vamp coming back to life, yeah, or Fortune being seemingly immortal for most of the game. You know, they wanted to keep the Cobras much simpler, no backstory, not too much dialogue, and boom, explode and disappear completely so that it can't be questioned what happens to them. It's a fucking grass. I guess it's just a crocodile being there. And yeah, the story on the surface level being much simpler to follow than I'm used to, but it does have that subtext of the boss's will being misunderstood, being a parallel for Kojima, and all the Raiden hate content being there to please people. But you know how the boss says, leave everything behind. There's no point in believing in anything, not even yourself or your loved ones. The only thing that matters is the mission. Kojima is leaving behind that concept of passing on the series. So, and in MGS4, we see how he maybe regrets that a little bit. Because what does MGS4 do? Apart from all the nonsense retcons to shut people up. What does MGS4 do? MGS4 denounces MGS3 as propaganda. MGS4 denounces Zero and the cult of Big Boss. Yeah. So it's quite interesting. Part of me wonders if Kojima didn't maybe want to backpedal a little bit on that. Because don't get me wrong, MGS4 story is a fucking mess, but the one thing that it does that is interesting to me is denouncing MGS3 for this whole mess, blaming MGS3 for this whole mess, which is true. MGS3 started the whole thing with misunderstanding the boss's will and creating and ruining the world and creating this whole mess. And MGS4 does just that. It took me many years to realize why MGS4 blames MGS3's cast of characters. Anyway, but that's most likely why. Yeah, because MGS3 started this sacrifice, devotion, what have you, misunderstanding, failure to pass on one's will thing. And then MGS4 is like, nope.
Snake, intelligence indicates that that area...
Yeah. Definitely made to be a crowd pleaser. And then perhaps because people weren't happy enough with MGS3 to the point where Kojima received death threats for MGS4, yeah. Maybe started blaming it a little. Once we get to MGS4, there's two very interesting parts. The so-called CQC call, it's more than that, and the scene with Eva in Act 3 where she talks about all of this stuff.
Sokolov should be at the abandoned factory.
They really are leaving behind the concept of passing on the series and telling the players to think for themselves, be their own man, and decide for themselves how to interpret things with MGS3. Also, lol, Raiden's gay now, guys. Ha ha ha. Literally, people calling Raiden gay as a derogatory thing in MGS2. And now he literally is gay in MGS3. Kojima jumping on the bandwagon of Raiden hate to please people after MGS2. And then if you interrogate Rykov, he starts quoting MGS2's ending as a joke. The peak of the series, telling you to think for yourself, turned into a joke.
Good work.
It's
You're as good as
unfortunate.
they said.
Whoa, what the hell was that? Somebody fucking around my channel? Hold on. That was a notification from my other channel. Well, my channel. Oh, yeah. ZCS gifted 5 subs and resub for 52 months. Hey, if you're there, thank you, man. Maybe he doesn't even know. Maybe he just did it randomly. Or maybe he's listening here. Okay. More zero calls. I'm not done yet.
Snake, let me explain the enemy's...
Nah, I'm good.
After you've grabbed an enemy from... Press the evade button to commence a roll.
Oh,
For a
Jesus.
brief interval, you'll perform a jump which can be used to knock down enemies. Also, you can use rolling to jump waist-high objects. However, remember that
New
rolling
call.
consumes more stamina than standard running.
That rolling is just completely different. This...
Snake, remember that the...
Tell me about the space race. Oh, we still have the Halo jump call. We still have the space race call. Probably some other I'm forgetting.
Major, what
Oh
about
yeah,
my
this
code
one.
name?
You mean Naked Snake?
Yeah, what does it mean?
It means basic bitch.
Because snakes slither through the grass unnoticed to those around them.
No, I mean the naked part.
It means without embellishment, devoid of a specified quality. In other words, basic.
Why's that my code name?
I explained that the virtuous mission is designed to test the effectiveness of Fox, right?
Right.
And the procedure used for this mission will represent the modus operandi of Fox for future missions. In other words,
The essence of Fox. Naked and pure.
exactly. And there's the fact that you went in practically naked. No weapons, no equipment.
I see. Means more than I realized.
Yes, clever, isn't it? But don't leave yourself naked to the enemy.
Roger that.
Snake, certain enemy soldiers... It's possible to destroy the radio... Snake, this operation is a sneaking mission. You'll be doing your job right under the enemy's nose. In the event that you're spotted by...
Yeah.
Snake, I recommend against...
Okay.
Snake, the damage that an enemy... Snake, I've completed the double check on the Fulton
Here we go,
recovery
the Fulton call.
Any problems?
system. None. Leave your recovery to us.
Excellent.
I suppose I should explain the procedure once more before the actual maneuver.
No.
I see. Well, the Fulton recovery
Explain
system
anyway.
allows for rapid recovery of personnel from enemy territory, and it's perfect for these kinds of special operations. Basically, how it works is the plane flies by and snags a nylon lift line that the soldier has grabbed onto, and that's been elevated by a balloon. The Fulton recovery system was first designed in the 1940s as a method of picking up mail for the American Postal Service. During the Korean War, that system was redesigned to recover personnel. JAC, an ancillary organization to the CIA. Yes, good old JAC. It stands for Joint Advisory Commission Korea. Isn't that something? So, JAC first used the Fulton surface-to-air recovery system to extract agents from North Korea and mainland China. Let's go over the procedure once more, to be on the safe side. First, the plane drops a canister about the size of a coffin to you. Inside, you'll find a balloon, a 1,500-foot cable, and a harness that attaches to your suit. Take the items out, attach the line to your suit, fill the balloon with helium, and send the line up. The plane will approach at 125 miles per hour. Snag the cable just below the balloon with a hook on the nose of the aircraft, and whisk you away. Assuming the pickup is successful, you'll be reeled in with a winch and pulled to safety into the rear of the aircraft. Got it? Snake,
Yeah, I got it. I got it real good.
were you listening?
Yeah.
All right, then.
There's a bunch of calls where Snake is just not listening, not paying attention, and not knowing what the hell is going on. In a way, I wonder if that's not a reflection of Kojima thinking that the players are dumb, but it's well hidden. You got to do these optional calls for most of this Snake is dumb content in MGS3, which is perfect. On the surface, yeah, it's like, okay, simple story, badass action hero, go in, rescue the hostages, save the world, bam, done. Okay. But the subtext of it is if you do all these optional calls and if you put together all the little jabs that MGS2 or Naked Snake being dumb in a lot of ways, not paying attention, Zero being exasperated with him in some calls of him not paying attention. Yeah, food and guns. Maybe titties. I do wonder if the genius of MGS3 isn't simultaneously giving the players what they wanted while calling them stupid in subtext. It's genius, really. And it just flies over most people's heads. And what do you know? MGS3 is everybody's favorite today. Perfect. It's like genetically engineered to be people's favorite. They knew what people wanted after MGS2. But it flies over most people's heads. And look at it. We're looking at a freaking remake of it. Of course they're going to remake MGS3 first. Well, technically they remade MGS1, but we don't talk about that one. Of course, with the way MGS3 is, they remade that one first. Everybody's favorite. Specifically made to be. Specifically manipulated people into preferring it after MGS2. It's genius. But then Snake's a fucking idiot. Snake doesn't get the boss's will. Snake doesn't know how to eat. Snake doesn't know where to go. Snake doesn't pay attention to anything that people tell him. And Snake doesn't follow anytime there's any sort of instructions or scientific talk or anything like that. It's genius. It's genius in that way. It manages to give people what they want, but also make fun of them. Anyway, more calls.
If you crawl into the grass, you can advance. You can get inside. Snake, when you stand up against
Tell me about the space race.
in the corner view,
Or maybe there's another call first.
also in the corner.
The space race call is the last of Zero's unique calls here.
If you have a gun,
Until we see an enemy, at least.
equip some. You did an excellent halo jump.
There's the Halo
Not
call.
really. I didn't land in the right spot. A jumper who lost his pack on the first real Halo jump. That'll make a good story for you.
Who cares? There are no records of your operations.
I know, but
What, you're embarrassed?
no, I'm not embarrassed.
It's the boss, isn't it?
What about the boss?
Nothing, paramedic.
Doesn't sound like nothing.
Nothing to do with the boss, I mean.
It has something to do with the boss, but you don't want to say so.
Yeah, kinda.
I understand, Snake.
The boss has done a lot of work on the military study of halo jumps. And Snake here wanted to give a perfect performance on the first real jump, you know, to show respect to the mother of the technique.
Major!
Snake, I thought you were over and out.
Wow, is that right?
You got something to say.
No,
I bet you do.
not really. I just think it's kind of sweet of you to think like that.
I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an insult.
It's a compliment, Snake. So tell me, is it true?
What?
Not that. Is it true that the boss really worked on research for halo jumps?
Oh, that.
Yes, it's true. Halo stands for high
That
altitude
line didn't
low
have the
opening.
filter.
It's a jump technique developed for covert insertion
They missed that
into enemy
one.
territory, just like the area
Nice.
you're in. A plane flies at 10,000 feet or above to avoid detection by ground forces, and the jumper free falls until he's within 1,000-foot altitude above the target area, when he finally opens his chute. By using this technique, the chances of revealing the parachute landing to the enemy are marginal. The halo technique was originally developed in France. This was partly due to popularity of parachuting as a sport
But
since the
guess
end of
what?
World War II.
The boss invented it.
And the boss was an instructor for the research that was carried out there. In 1957, at the JFK Special Operations Center at Fort Bragg, the boss was invited to instruct at the first ever U.S. military halo school. Of course, none of this is on the record, but she's the mother of modern-day special forces.
And yeah, going back to the Fulton call we did before this, if you ever wonder what that thing that you see drop at the end of the Virtuous mission is with a parachute, right as the nuke hits, that's what Zero was talking about in that call. The coffin-sized, man, of all things to compare it to, a coffin-sized container with the Fulton supplies in there. If you don't do that
Press
call, you
the
might not
action
know what that
button when
is.
you're on top of a branch. While hanging,
Nope.
you can't keep hanging forever. If there's something to grab,
Nope.
press the crouch.
So many tutorials.
Press the action button. If you approach an enemy undetected,
Major, tell me a little bit
Ah,
more
here
about
we
the
go.
space race.
Space race.
in 1957, the Soviet Union succeeded in launching their first artificial satellite, Sputnik, into orbit. Having been beaten to the chase by the Soviets, the US government accelerated its own space program in an effort to catch up. The following year, the space development programs of the various service branches were united to form the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA. That same year, the Mercury program was launched with the goal of putting a man into space. 7 candidates were chosen from the military as the first astronauts. These were the men with the right stuff. But as you know, it was a Soviet cosmonaut, Yuri Gagarin, who made the first successful manned spaceflight 3 years
Was
ago.
it though?
NASA's first successful ballistic flight came 1 month after Gagarin's mission, with the Freedom 7 carrying Alan Shepard into space. After that, with America still lagging behind the Soviets in orbital flight, President Kennedy made a momentous decision: that America would put a man on the moon before the end of the decade.
Yeah, I heard that speech, but a lot of guys I knew weren't real happy about it. They said no one was going to make them go on a mission to blow up some damn moon base.
But rocket research and missile research are closely related. Imagine, if you will, a Soviet Union able to send wave after wave of nuclear missiles raining down on Washington from a base on the surface of the moon. Even if that's still a long way from reality, if we lose the initiative, we may never get it back. We're left with no choice but to keep moving forward one step at a time. The Gemini program, launched
Why
2
is
years
Snake's
ago,
mouth
represents
twitching?
the initial step towards establishing a moon base. And yet, I don't want to call President Kennedy a liar, but I simply can't imagine that in 6 years man will have reached the moon.
I don't know. I never even thought we'd make it up into space. I guess it all depends on whether you have the will to make it happen.
Perhaps you're right.
Space travel? Don't worry, the boss invented that too. We just don't know it yet. So she invented CQC, Snake Special Forces, Halo Jump, space travel, sliced bread, hot showers, the wheel probably. I don't know. Alright, let's get the low health call here. Oh, that's cool, Jankel. Yeah, those keywords are the gateway to the rabbit hole. If you want to see more than just the surface of the series. Once we have low health, oh god, we get these blood effects and the muffled sound in this as an extra. Nice. Come on. Okay, that wasn't low health, that was death. That really sucks. I thought I was gonna survive that one.
What's going on?
That's like different balancing, how many times you can get hit there. Oh man, that sucks. You know what that means? It means that all those zero calls, now they won't count as being done. Okay. Quickly. Yep. I swear in the original you can get hit like 2 or 3 times by the crocodiles and it triggers a low health call. In this one you just fucking die. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, it's just balanced differently. Son of a bitch. We'll get there. I should have triggered a checkpoint. Usually that's not a problem, dying to the fucking crocodile. Almost there.
Regular.
Down, that was the codename one.
Snake.
They seem to be in the same order. There's so many. Okay, that was the Fulton. And we have Halo Jump. And
Also, if you have a gun,
Space Race.
equip.
Oh, no, that was the Halo Jump. Okay. Kind of annoying how it throws all these tutorial calls in between the story calls.
Press the. If you approach.
Major.
There we go, Space Race. Okay. Yeah, I might have to fuck with the camos or the health regen or something to get that call without dying. 3 hits, you die instead of 2 hits, low health call. Who knows, maybe they don't have the low health call in this shit, I don't know. Okay. Now we know. Fuck. Battle dress. Reduces all damage taken. Okay. That must mean that it reduces this too. There we go. See how close it was. Shit, wrong button. How the fuck do you answer calls? There's no select button. Down? Wow.
Snake, do you read? Snake.
Major.
Snake, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're far from okay. Look at your life gauge. You're on your last leg.
No, I can still...
See?
Snake, this is a solo sneaking mission. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Huh?
It means there's no backup, no cavalry. If you're taken out, nobody is there to take your place. Pull out for now and recuperate.
Find a hiding place and get some rest.
Pull out.
Your life gauge will gradually recover with time. But the speed of your life gauge recovery depends on the level of your stamina gauge. So get plenty to eat, then get some rest. You hear me? Do you hear me?
I hear you.
That's kind of ridiculous that we had to put on the battle dress to get that call, but whatever. And apparently you press down on the D-pad to answer calls now. That is fucking cursed, let me tell you. Ah, look at me trying to roll again. Ugh. Oh man, if I die now, we have to do those calls again. I have good news. Dog is ready. So you won't have to put up with my constant complaints about this. So, actually, why did I go there? I should have gone back. I don't want the cutscene. Oh, let's not fucking die now. Hold on. Let's just put this on again. Oh, good thing I did. Holy shit. I would have died there. Fuck this swamp. Fuck this roll. And fuck these controls. Okay. We're shaved. Tell dog. I don't know if he's listening. Tell dog we've done all those zeros story calls. Except the one about the enemy unit. Because we haven't met the enemy unit yet. You can only do that one in the next screen there, where you meet enemies. So you have to do that one. And, hell, I guess I don't even need to do anything, because the game freaking autosaves. I can just upload the autosave. Alright. Let me upload the save to the cloud. And then dog will pick up right where we left off. How to PS5. Okay. Settings. Save data. You know, we wouldn't even have any other way to do it other than PS Plus, because for PS5 games you cannot use a USB drive. You know how we use USB drives sometimes for PS3, PS4? Or just 1, 2, 3, 4. For Delta, you have to have PS Plus. You cannot put PS5 saves on a USB. What a scam. Anyway, save data, upload to cloud storage. I wonder if... Fuck it, let me do a paramedic save actually before... I don't know if it's gonna upload the autosave or... Where's the fucking menu? I swear to God, when I want the menu, it doesn't show up. What is the deal with this shit? Survival viewer? No. Oh, okay. Options. God damn it. I thought it was either side of the touchpad does something different, but no, it doesn't. So here we have the autosave here, but man, this shit's confusing. I have no idea if it's gonna upload the autosave or the regular save, so let's call paramedic.
Eat food to recover stamina.
No, not that paramedic, the other paramedic.
Do you want to save?
So we'll write this.
Snake, do you know the creature from the Black Lagoon?
Nope, never heard of it.
These scientists are investigating a place deep in the Amazon called the Black Lagoon, and they get picked off one after the other by this fishman thing. And there was this scene when the heroine is going for a swim, and the creature sneaks up on her from underwater. Oh, I thought my heart was going to stop. I mean, of course, the 3D effects in It Came from Outer Space were a lot more intense, but...
It wouldn't be referring to you coming from outer space, would it?
How rude! Why do you say that?
Because no one on Earth could be as charming as you.
Fine. I'll just get to the point, Snake. Be careful of what's around you when you're in the water. Just imagining you swimming in those jungle rivers makes me think of you being attacked by a fish man.
I appreciate the concern.
Fishmen aren't the only things that'll attack you in the water. Really be careful out there.
Okay.
All right.
And don't be attacking any pretty girls going for a swim either.
Are you calling me a fish man?
You started it.
It's actually kind of wild. You can upload a save while the game is still open in the background. So yeah, I have no idea if it was gonna do what I needed to do. Let's just close it. And blah, 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 blah. Save data, PS5, upload. Upload to cloud storage. Holy shit, it's 300 megabytes. The fucking save is 300 megabytes. You're shitting me. Oh my god. Uh lol. Lamau even. Oh man. We never done this with Delta before, so holy shit. Okay. Give it a minute. Nice. I had not considered that. Holy fuck, there are games that are smaller than the save. Okay, we should be good though. Okay. When dog logs into my account, no, maybe when he opens the game. I forget when the PS5 kicks you out of the account. The PS4 kicks you out of the account immediately as soon as somebody logs in. I think the PS5 kicks you out when you both open a game or something. But yeah, I think the save is there now. Holy shit. And dog should be... Let me see if dog's ready. He's asking me if I've uploaded the save. All right, boys. I'm just gonna go ahead and pass it over to dog. I think he's ready. He told me he could take over like 10 minutes ago. So good luck with the controls. I'll see you guys probably towards the end of this. Oh boy, that's gonna be great. All right, stream is gonna go down for a few seconds, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with dog enjoying some Delta.